AML is one of the hot topic in 3GPP.
And I must say a lot of interesting solutions were proposed. The 6G SID was finally approved.
Yes.
Hello everyone, I'm Sushmit from Docomo Eurolabs. Welcome to this new series where we provide a recap of the recently concluded 3GPP standardization meetings. In today's episode, we discuss the main talking points from the recently concluded SA2 meeting in Fukuoka in Japan, as well as the plenary meeting that took place this month in Prague. To discuss this today, we have Malla, the head of the standardization team in Docomo Eurolabs. Hey Malla, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. So let's start off with how was your experience in Fukuoka?
Oh, Fukuoka, Japan for me is one of the favorite country. So there is no doubt I always enjoy and always want to go there.
Yeah.
So Fukuoka, coming to Fukuoka, during the meeting it was a lot of discussions as usual. So a lot of continuous discussions, and coming to the place it was very nice. So nothing to complain.
Yeah, and may I add, as always, the food in Japan is amazing, and I got to try a lot of different kinds of ramen in Fukuoka, and it was just delicious. So without further ado, let's move on to one of the hot topics that was discussed, which is AIML. So Malla, what do you have for us?
Okay, so AML is one of the hot topic in 3GPP. One of the main topic discussed was the USI data collection, so which is the data collection from UE to UE vendor server. And most of the solutions are somehow inlined. You establish a dedicated PD session between the DCF and UE, where network indicate what data to be transferred.
Interesting. And if I'm not wrong, the RAN requirement on this is that the data collection must be over user plane, and the mobile network operators have full control and visibility over this, right?
Yes. Another topic that was discussed was the data model transfer for two-side model, where SA2 and SA5 working groups discussed the feasibility of non-OTA solutions to transfer dataset model from network to UE vendor. However, there was no conclusions in this last meeting. And there was proposals also to expand the use case of NWDF, which is network data analytical function.
Yes, I think the intention is to expand the use cases to user plane traffic pattern analysis and behavior analysis, right?
Exactly. Those are the main aspects discussed on the AML. Okay. Let's go to another topic, Sushmit. So, what was discussed as part of India?
Yes, non-terrestrial networks. As you're aware, this was the first meeting where solutions were discussed, and I must say a lot of interesting solutions were proposed. This, as you know, one of the main topics rather, in this release is IMS voice over geo satellites, and most of the solutions could be broadly classified as user plane based, control plane based, or hybrid solutions. And by hybrid solutions, we mean that either the SIP message exchange or the voice media traverses over control plane while the other traverses over user plane.
Oh, interesting. So you said geo. So isn't it call setup time take too much time over the geo?
Yeah, that's a good point, and that is essentially because these geo satellites are at a much higher altitude. Hence, there were also a lot of solutions that were discussing optimization aspects from an IMS perspective as well.
Oh, interesting. So there was any discussion about USAT UE communication?
Yes, indeed. So the other topic in this release is this UV satellite UE communication enhancements, but for non-IMS services. In fact, we've made a lot of progress on this because we already have the interim conclusions from the Fukuoka meeting. So a lot of progress has been done on this topic and things look good for the upcoming meetings. I guess this pretty much sums up NTN. So let's move to another topic, Ambient IoT. So Malla, what do you have for us?
Coming to Ambient IoT, the main discussion points about procedures, details about inventory and command. And another topic, I would say the discussion about the Ambient IoT devices, whether to have this user space memory, especially to manipulate via command using such as read and write. But in the end, this user space memory aspects kept as optional in the standards. So pretty much these are the aspects, main aspects I would recall.
Okay, so for interested viewers, by the way, you can find more details on this in the new specification, that is TS 23.369, that was created to support ambient IoT and which was finalized in this meeting.
Another point to be noted is that during the meeting, SA2 also approved release 20 ambient IoT for 5G Advance.
Indeed, and if I'm not wrong, the focus in release 20 would be on topology 2, where the UV can be a reader interacting with the ambient IoT devices. And the plan is also to focus on device originated autonomous communication, which I think expands the use cases for ambient IoT further.
Yes, correct. Those are the pretty much topics for ambient IoT. Okay, Sushmit, let's go to another hot topic, sensing. So what do you have for us?
Yes, as you rightly said, sensing or ISAC, another hot topic. As you're aware, the decision from the plenary was that in this quarter, the focus would be mainly on high-level architectural aspects and not on what kind of sensing. For example, whether it's UV-based sensing, G-Node-based sensing, bistatic or monostatic, etc.
So what was the discussion on high-level aspects?
Again, a lot of interesting solutions were proposed, but one of the common themes was the introduction of a new sensing network function, which could either be split or not, depending on the tasks that it needs to perform. From a high-level architecture perspective, there were different flavors of solutions, either including or excluding AMF in the overall sensing framework. So by this I mean is either there could be a direct connection between the sensing network function and the sensing entities, or it would be via the AMF.
Ah, okay. So any other contentions?
Actually, a couple of points of contention. One was whether UV can serve as a sensing service consumer, and the other is with regards to the sensing data processing, whether it takes place at the sensing network function or at the sensing entities itself.
Oh, interesting. So you have gonna have a lot of work in upcoming meetings.
Indeed, a lot of work ahead. So moving on from these specific topics to the main development that took place at the Fukuoka meeting. The 6G SID was finally approved.
Yes, the SID, it was a great news for the whole global community. The SID was approved, and I would say the 6G SID is also kind of cover the broader picture, having the legacy services, legacy communication services, in addition new services like AML and the sensing for 6G, innovative computing. These are the kind of new business model for the MNOs. So it's more or less covered the broader views for the diverse requirements coming from the different industry partners from across the globe.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds interesting, right? Yeah, so this is essentially a recap of the SA2 meeting that took place in Fukuoka. So moving on to the plenary meeting that took place in June this month in Prague. So what news do you have for us, Malla?
Okay, so coming to plenary, so we had a lot of discussions on the plenary. So one of the topic was the 5G Advanced Release 20 package, which was approved, a combination of multiple topics such as NTN, Ambient IoT, AML. So these are the topics which was approved as part of the Release 20 package. In addition to that, we had a lot of discussion about Ambient IoT topic, especially whether the Ambient IoT is as part of the Release 19, Ambient IoT will be inbuilt with the USCC or not. And in the end, the conclusion was that for Release 19, the Ambient IoT is considered to be as a private network. So that was the conclusion coming to the 5G Advance. And as you know, the 6G is also approved in SA2. And there was not much discussion on this part of the 6G on the technical perspective. And another topic, I would say, we had discussion about IMS enhancements as part of the 6G. So as you know that in Fukuoka, we removed IMS topic from the 6G SID. It's as it is considered as part of the separate track. So now in Prague, we had the company contribution submitted to the SID. We had a lot of discussion. In the end, there was not approval of the SID. but SA Plenary is kind of endorsed the 6G SID, which is submitted by the multiple companies, and given a task to SA to come up with allocate the TUs and come up with the approval SID for the IMS. So these are the pretty much aspects on SID.
I see. So if I understand you correctly, now we'll be having, of course, a separate SID for 6G, which covers the overall aspects, and we'll have a separate SID for IMS enhancements.
Yeah, more or less that will be the plan.
Yeah. Speaking of 6G, I hear that congratulations are in order. So for viewers, Malla has been officially elected as the rapporteur for 6G. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is also great news for the entity Docomo, and not only me, it's also good news for our whole team here in Docomo Eurolabs as well as in Japan. So 6G, being a reporter, I will have a new set of challenges, of course, because compared to 5G, 6G has been different diverse views from across the globe. So my challenge will be to bring all the 3G member companies to common ground. And there are going to be new challenge. Of course, I would say I would be lucky that I got a wonderful team with a different expertise, both in Eurolabs and as well as in Japan. So I'm not worried too much about this new challenge. Overall, we are going to have a new fun ride on 6G.
Yeah. So challenging yet exciting times ahead, right? Yeah. So folks, that's it for the recap. So in today's episode, as you just heard, we provided a recap of the SA2 meeting that took place in Fukuoka in May 2025, as well as the plenary meeting that took place in Prague this month. Hope it was informative, and stay tuned for more such content. And as you just heard, 6G is here and the 6G work begins. So buckle up for the ride and stay tuned for more such content. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.